Hi guys, welcome back to my book channel. For today's video I'm going to be doing the 20 questions book tag. I just was googling book tags on the internet and I found this one, and it was questions that I've not answered before, and obviously I think the majority of people would have different answers for all of these questions, so I will tag some people in the comments below, in the description box below. First question is, how many books are too many for a series? I personally haven't read any series that are like more than 3 books at a time. That's more than 3 is Harry Potter, but other than that I've never read, I don't think I've ever read a series that's like, you know, 20 books long or something like that. I think 3 is a limit for me. But how do you feel about cliffhangers? I quite like them. I think sometimes it leaves you wondering, like, oh, is the author, did she do this intentionally? Are they gonna write another book? And I think I'm just gonna sound like a broken record for the rest of like the year, because my favourite book that I read in 2020 was The Family Upstairs, and I remember being like left like, huh? Like, is she gonna write another one? And then turns out she is, and it's out in July or something, or September. Anyway, so cliffhangers, I quite enjoy them actually. I don't mind them as long as they're not like it's super abrupt and you're like, you know, what was the point or why? I enjoy cliffhangers in TV shows as well. It leaves you in suspense and then you're like, you need to carry on watching it, which is what I quite like. It's all good using like Netflix and Amazon Prime and stuff, but you, even if the episode's left on a cliffhanger, you just immediately watch the next one. But I feel like if you have to wait like a week to watch it, it's so much more exciting, and I think the same with a book. So a bit of both for that answer. Back, I really like both. I think hardcovers, I think, obviously are more expensive than the paperbacks, but I think there are some really beautiful special editions that are the hardcover, like my edition of Hamnet by Maggie Farrell. That cover is like, without the dust jacket, the cover is beautiful. It's my favourite book. Do I have a hands down favourite book? This is one from my childhood, I think. Girl Missing by Sophie Mackenzie was one of my favourite books that I've read like ever. And from like recent years, I think anything by Lisa Joelle or Samantha Downing, they're like my 2 favourite authors that I have discovered whilst doing booktube and bookstagram. So anything by those authors, I might one day do a list of like my favourite books of all time or something like that, but right now I can't think of more than those 2. Least favourite book. I think this is the lowest I ever rated a book. Like, I can't even, if you want to know my review of this book, go to my bookstagram, I'll link it below. But I think I gave this book like 2.5 or only just 3, I think. Did I even give it 2? I don't even know. All I know is that I did not like this book, and that's why it's not my favourite. Love triangles, yes or no? It depends on like the context of them. I think the love triangle in One Day in December, and I didn't like it. Firstly, the guy in it really irritated me to no end, and I just was like, this is insufferable. Like, why are you still bothering each other? Like, you've both moved on with your lives. Like, why? What is the need? So love triangles, I think sometimes yes, most of the time I'm not a fan of it personally, because I just, you know, there's always going to be regardless, there's always going to be someone within that love triangle that's going to end up getting hurt in the end. And yes, that's wonderful entertainment to read and to watch on TV, but like, it's just like, no. So that's my answer to that. The most recent book you couldn't finish? That would be, oh, there's 2 actually that I've not finished. So the first one is The Man Who Didn't Call by Rosie Walsh. I read quite a lot of this book, and then I just found the main character to be... I don't even know how to describe this main character, but I just thought, I've had enough. Does anyone else feel that way when you read a book and you're not enjoying it, but you're willing to, you know, get to the end? And then I got to page 259 and thought, I cannot read this book anymore. I cannot deal with this character anymore. Like, I don't know. Have you read this book? Did you enjoy it? What do you think of it? Let me know. I enjoyed it to begin with. I was loving the story. It was funny. I quite liked it. And then after, like, you know, when I got to page, like, I don't know, 200, I thought, no. And then I decided I was not going to finish it. So I haven't, and I've not picked it up since, and it's been on my shelf with a bookmark in it for like 3 months now. So I am just probably not going to finish it. The other book, which I haven't finished reading, should I say I actually started reading it, because I really did not get very far. I got to page 35, so I mean, I tend to let myself get to at least 100 pages, but this one, I was reading it and then I was rereading it, and I was like, none of this story is going in. I don't even know what this is about anymore. Clearly it's about people who disappear, or they don't just disappear, but just goes missing on a flight, and the flight goes missing. It's as far as I got. Don't know, I might pick it up again, I might add this to my May TBR, we shall see, but currently not. It is a book you're currently reading that is over that side of the room, but it's My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell. I am enjoying it. It's disturbing, I have to say, but that's my current read. And then the last book you recommended to someone, I don't know. Oldest book you read by publication date. I'm sorry. I'm gonna probably say it's probably like a classic, so it's probably like The Great Gatsby or On the Road, or maybe 1984. I'm assuming they were written. Maybe it was Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. I don't know when they were published. I just know they were written years ago, so I'm assuming it's one of those. Newest book you've read by publication date. I don't have any. I think all the ones I have are pretty much like up to date. I am spoiler, there's a book haul coming soon enough, but you'll have to see what books. You'll have to wait till I film that video to see what books are in here. Anyway, so it's probably one of the books in there. So, favourite author. I'm gonna go with Colleen Hoover, a recent favourite. I've only read 2 of her books, but you know, her books are up there with, hands down, with my favourites that I've read. Sophie Mackenzie, Lisa Joelle, and probably Samantha Downing, and I really like Giovanna Fletcher's books as well. So I'm gonna go with those. Also Becca Leary, I think, yeah, I pre-ordered The Road Trip, so I think I should be able to collect that at some point this week. But I think they're my favourite authors so far, of like recent times. Like when I was younger I had completely different authors, but you know, that changes as you grow up. Buying books or borrowing books. I buy more books than I borrow them, because, well, no one I know like in real life reads other than me. Otherwise I would borrow books from people. I think, saying that though, my nan tends to borrow books from me and I borrow books from her and stuff. But other than that, I tend to buy them actually. A book that you dislike that everyone seems to love. I might say The Guest List or One by One. You know what? This entire shelf, up to here, pretty much. Hated this one. Oh, actually, I liked the Switch. This one, it annoyed me. This one annoyed me. Pretty much all of those. Everyone seems to love them, and I think I have a different opinion on them. But you know, each to their own. Bookmarks or dog ears. I dog ear books more than I use a bookmark, but it's only because I can't find my bookmark and I don't know where I left it, so I'm gonna order a new one. And I know that people will be annoyed at me for dog earing my books, but I can never find anything other than just dog earing a book to know what page I'm on. So if I close the book without knowing what page I'm on, then I'll be really confused. So yeah, I don't know. You can always reread. I don't actually... Do you know what? I actually don't think I've reread a book that I can think of, like, in recent years. I can't say I've read one, you know, like twice in 2 years. I'm kind of like a one-time reader, unless it's like amazed me, then I will reread it. I think, looking at my bookshelf, I think the book I really want to reread actually is He Started It by Samantha Downer, because I've read it like literally almost literally exactly a year ago, and it was what started my booktube, so I think I'd reread that one because it was a wild ride. It was brilliant. Can you read while listening to music? No, I have the worst attention span known to man. If I had music on, I'd be like not concentrating and I would lose like the focus of the story. I'd be so confused. So no, I cannot. One POV or multiple. I like both. I think when it works with multiple, it works, although it does become a point where if you have way too many characters that it gets confusing and you're like, I don't have a clue what's happening like at all anymore. And I think that's like one perspective. I think just reading that person's stream of consciousness is brilliant, but also the multiple person gives it more entertainment, so I like both, to be honest. Question 19. Do you read a book in one sitting or over multiple days? It completely depends if the book has entranced me. Is that the right wording? I don't know. It depends if the book's like entranced me and that I can't stop thinking about it like throughout the day. I'm like, I need to know what happens in this book. Otherwise it could take me, like, you know, it varies. It could take me 4 days to read a book, it could take me 48 hours, or it could take me a month and a half. It completely depends on the book and how willing I am to read. Like, I feel like reading is such a lovely hobby, and I never want it to feel like it's a chore, because I love reading. I love having a booktube channel, it's so much fun. I love having a book Instagram, but also like I need time to do other stuff with my days and stuff, and sometimes you're not in the mood to read like at all, and that's fine. If you want to be involved in this tag that I randomly googled, feel free. I will link a load of you below. Anyway, I feel like please don't say my camera's died. Yay, it's not died, how exciting. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I realise I've done quite a few tags over this week. It's just because it's easier for me to answer questions about books and stuff. However, I am gonna film a reading vlog on Saturday and do a book haul and some other things.